It's a pleasure to introduce Dr. Susan Joy, AMSSM Foundation President. Dr. Joy is a friend, a colleague, a mentor, a former attending in my fellowship program, maybe the funniest person you've ever met. And it's been such a joy to share this presidency with you. It's been great. So introducing Dr. Joy to give an update on the AMSSM Foundation and the future directions.
Thank you. Not sure about half of that introduction, and pardon my raspiness, but I seem to have left my voice at Bangers last night, so bear with me. I will try to get through this. So I have the pleasure of providing the foundation update, where I served as the president this past year, and for anybody looking to serve on the foundation board, it's very rewarding, and you just do what Jim Griffith tells you to do, and it works out really well. So I do have slides under Joy. Perfect. So as everyone here probably already knows, the AMSSM Foundation is dedicated to the support and recognition of excellence in sports medicine education, research, and scientific activities while promoting opportunities for humanitarian outreach. I'd like to thank everyone who served on our board of directors for the foundation this past year with all the challenges that Amy outlined. This was really a resilient group with a lot of great ideas and a lot of energy to support this organization and the foundation. Incoming President John DiFiore will take over as I become the immediate past president. We thank Dr. Kim Harmon for her wonderful service, as year after year proves to this organization. She's capable of continuing to dig deep. And then Steve Simons, our Secretary Treasurer. Thank you guys as the Executive Board for your support. And thank you to all of our other Board of Directors. And special thanks to our corporate directors, Marge Album, who you've heard through this meeting has been an instrumental partner for us on many levels and is soon to be retiring. Although I don't see how she's going to be happy, playing golf and knitting. But that being said, Marge has been a great advocate, and Brian Hainline for everything he's done with our partnership with the NCAA and AMSSM. So just an update on what's come in from the foundation. Thus far, we've raised $180,000 to support education initiatives, and this is from member giving, so when you can designate if it's going to be to a particular education or research initiative. Then over $200,000 went to research initiatives, which is also part of a $1.5 million commitment with AMSSM over 5 years to support the AMSSM Foundation and CRN. So this is something I'll come back to in a minute. So that money that goes to AMSSM research goes back through to support the CRN, and we'll talk about some really exciting news I'm going to share about the future of that. And then another over $20,000 to support humanitarian initiatives. We can't do this without our foundation supporters, and thank you all for thanking them and visiting their booths in our hall, because they really, without their support, we really couldn't do this. And so you see OSER at the gold level, our silver level sponsors, DJO, Fujifilm, Sonosite, NFL, NCAA, and Samsung, and then our bronze and signature supporters who are very important allies of ours as well. And thank you to all of you who continue to donate, and especially during tough times many people faced during the pandemic. Continuing to find a way to fund this organization does a lot, because even small donations come across to industry as percentage of members who support our efforts, which is really big as it relates to corporate giving. So thank you all for your contributions. Prior to this meeting, we were up to about $143,000 of giving. I don't know how much has actually come in as donations, but there's been about $22,000 plus from the silent auction, with 2 remaining auction items, including an upgraded suite for Phoenix, as well as an authentic Athens Olympics Swatch watch, a good old-fashioned watch that won't trouble you with emails or alerts or tell you to move. It just tells time, and it's a classic vintage swatch. So every gift counts, and just keep in mind you can always find the foundation tab on the top of the webpage. So now I have the pleasure of introducing our capital campaign target, which is new and being sort of rolled out at this meeting. The goal of this capital campaign target is to raise $5 million through the foundation as an endowment to support the CRN by AMSSM's 50th anniversary in 2041. So we're really going to call upon some of the younger folks out there that hopefully will still be practicing in 2041, because God, if I am, I'm in trouble. But anyway, that being said, this is something that if you see the great work that was just presented, and we can find a way to not have AMSSM have to fund the CRN, but we can create an endowment that $5 million is estimated to provide approximately $2,500 a year in funding that will sustain the administrative program and grant needs in perpetuity for the CRN. So that's really big if we could create this endowment to keep those things afloat independently. So AMSSM Foundation and the board are working with their members and corporate advisors to try to explore ways to get corporate gifts, maybe work with outside foundations and get other grants, as well as get gifts from AMSSM members. And we kind of envision this being that little extra gift to AMSSM, that second mile donation, if you will, so that in addition to the annual giving that supports our other efforts, this is something that we can hopefully draw upon a little extra reserve. And there's a lot of different ways this can break down, and it's kind of interesting when you look at the math. It doesn't take that much. You need a couple big donors at every level, and then you need some reasonable number of moderate donors, and then just a reasonable number of small donors, and all of a sudden this can be very achievable. We'll be working to have people give us deferred gifts within estate planning, and there's actually been a lot of interest on foundation board members' behalf to create some estate planning workshops at future meetings for people that may not be all that familiar with it or may not be aware of some of the tax implications of where they think they're bequeathing their money that may not end up where they think it's going in the right amount. So there may be opportunity for people to learn about their own financial health and help benefit the foundation as well. Of course, stocks, bonds, real estate, and good old-fashioned cash is all acceptable. Crypto, we haven't really discussed, but we'll be open to that too. So the CRN, as you heard, launched in 2016 with this amazing leadership team that you got to hear present their really robust portfolio. And to date, the AMSSM and the AMSSM Foundation have been able to support administrative, program, and grant needs via the Strategic Initiative Investment Funds from AMSSM, corporate gifts, and outside grant support without the need for a dues increase. So the concept of this $5 million endowment campaign, which was approved by the foundation board last meeting, is to, again, try to create this independent funding for the CRN. And this actually starts today. So more details will be shared over the coming year, but if anybody's feeling super philanthropic right now, just go over to the desk, talk to them. They'll be happy to get you started as our campaign donors. So this is something very exciting to look at in terms of the next couple of years of growth and really look to the future of where this organization can grow and continue to support the CRN. And so I will actually quote Dr. Puffer, as Steph alluded to, for any discipline to be legitimate, it has to create its own body of knowledge, which I don't think could be any more true. And this is something that the CRN, I think, is really helping us to stand as a very unique, independent, and very special discipline, which we all have a great responsibility and obligation to help further. So thank you.